welcome to the world's smallest dark heresy.
Yay.
Everybody's in the right screen, right? Yay, I did that correctly.
Yeah, I'm not even on roll 20, yeah.
He takes
so
this super
prepared.
seriously, guys.
So ready for this shit.
Day we didn't have no roll 20.
Alright, Max.
We didn't even have pencils.
You get the first quest. You get the question for today.
Hey, like, we're not even fucking. Oh, you did. Okay. Questions for the end.
Watch how many fucks I give about this question.
Let's pick the standard good old. What should we focus our investigation on to progress fastest this session?
And I finally get to tell you guys that
Turned down for Wayne.
you have absolutely no agency in the rest of the game. From here on out, there is a straight line to the end. You cannot progress.
Okay.
The story will
Serious.
progress without you from here on out.
So, like, if we sleep, like, everything's gonna happen
Yeah,
around
it's
us.
just gonna happen, and you'll either be there or you won't. Congratulations.
So it's
So when we
So,
die, not a single
instead of-
person's gonna give like a fuck.
Instead of follow Nilly, it's follow
The
real.
thing that you guys need to focus on is not dying for the rest of the game.
Okay, I can do that. I like fighting.
Sweet.
So I hear we get ourselves patched directly into like the Sororitas box comms PDF, so we know where the action is.
It's gonna get by like a wormhole.
Conversely, things that you might want to start looking at are side quests, because the main plot's going to take care of itself from here on out, but side quests you'll still have to actually do, if you want to get them done. If not, fuck them.
Okay.
But yeah, from here on out, the main plot is going to just happen on its own time scale, and you guys really have no agency in influencing it anymore.
Good.
Sweet.
It's winding down, guys. We're almost done to the campaign, too.
It's like, so we
still
sit at
are-
the
still,
casino.
like, how long are we injured?
How long are you injured?
Yeah.
Garvel, how long, or do you just, are you gonna do anything in these 3 days? Or should we just
No,
skip
really,
ahead 3
You
days?
just skip ahead of them. Just fuck it.
Yeah, I want to know.
Then you guys are it was 3 days, so we're now on day 23. Because we jumped ahead from day 20 to day 23.
Okay. Because unless there's anything, it's like, wait, is the only person who's not hurt Garble?
And Tybalt.
Oh, okay. Because unless there's anything that, like, is there anyone Garble needs to talk to?
I was just gonna like go like try and make more like Gelt pretty much, so it doesn't really matter. Like nothing I was gonna do is important.
Well, I mean, you can do that if you want. We have fucking...
You could fucking help us, man.
we're not strapped for time.
If you want me to roll a shit ton and see if I lose all my money and stuff, we could do that.
I do love it when you do that.
Don't lose all of it, but like, if there's stuff to do, you might as well do it.
Well, let's see. We have 3 days. Let's just say I try and gamble 3 times then or something. How's that sound?
Fast forward.
Fast forward gambling.
Alright, how much money are you putting down each time?
Okay, well, let me see how much I have left from the last time.
Oh, fuck.
Oh god, I only have 45, so I'll freaking put 15 each time. So if I lose all of them, I have nothing.
Alright, do an intelligence test. Half your intelligence.
Wherever my character is, there he is.
They're all in the Levine estate.
We can gamble in the Levine estate.
Yeah.
What, you want me to do for half my intelligence? How the hell do you modify that?
Just do it, and then we'll cut it
Just
in
do it
half, because
again.
it'll...
Sweet.
So you failed. Do it again.
Sweet.
Whoa.
So you were raped? Do it again? Yakuza broke both your knees. Alright. You're broke. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, wasn't that a great idea?
Alright.
you're the one who agreed to roll against half your intelligence.
Oh, but I know, but freaking whatever you call it, it doesn't matter anyways. They don't really have like a use for guilt. For now.
Yet.
Grenades.
Oh yeah, that reminds
Trust
me.
me using a grenade.
That reminds me. If you guys buy a sling, which is pretty cheap, you can, no matter what, be guaranteed to throw a grenade 15 meters.
That would have been good for Neilers.
So you guys know, you can always do that.
Okay. I could buy one as a present and wrap it up and give it to him.
Now you need to give his ass a watch.
No, he has a.
Can't fucking show up on time ever.
Is he actually showing up today?
No.
No,
Okay.
didn't show up Friday either.
Dude, he was supposed to show up Friday and everyone's sitting there waiting. They're like, we gave him a fucking watch.
Yep, pretty much. Alright. So, you guys wake up 3 hours after getting your asses significantly handed to you in the sub-basement of St. Vero. During which time, Tybalt went and talked to Mercutio and the Mechanicus fleets above you guys. But you don't really know what all came of that. He came back and talked to Nihilus, and then they just kind of fucked off for a while. So now
I'll try and pretend.
now it's just you guys. It's 7 a.m.
But wait, you said we're in St. Vero? I thought we're in the Lavina State.
You're in the Lavina State Hospital.
Okay.
You got your ass kicked at St. Vero.
Right, okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But did we do the fast forward 3 days yet?
Yep. It's now 3 days later.
Okay. So now we're feeling slightly better.
Now everybody's back to full health. Hooray.
So I can eat scones in a more sophisticated setting.
Yes. Like the grand dining hall.
Sweet.
The grand
So it
scone
looks like
hall.
we're not getting in St. Vero anytime soon. The sub-basement.
I'm sure the three of you could do it. I believe.
Out of character again, Nihilus was talking to Mercutio, right? And he has, like, help coming? What was that again?
Oh, there's the whole fleet
Tybalt,
of ships.
under Nihilus's request, went to go and talk to the Mechanicus. They had a discussion. Then Tybalt came back. Mercutio and Natalia were also there. Then Tybalt came back, told Nihilus what happened, and then they fucked off and didn't tell you anything.
Okay, so we don't know anything
No.
about
Some
So
of all the milk
as we're
drinkers.
concerned, we got our fucking asses beat, and we're fucking not going anywhere near St. Vero. And Nihilus just fucked off, and we don't know where he is, and for some reason we can't box him.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
We'll just say that they went up to make battle plans or some shit, and they're on the main flotilla of the Mechanicus right now.
Dude, I'm so going insane. Never leave us again and trying to swing at them. It's a plan, kid.
Paying him back. He's gonna make a dodge test and also run straight into your fist.
Well, guys, I hope
Okay.
this has a good plan, because we don't seem to be getting into St. Vero anytime soon.
Hmm.
I'm not even really sure where we should attempt to.
Let's see. Out of character, we don't have anything that we learned from Bernadette's computer because Nihilus and Tybalt are gone, so we can't do anything about that stuff.
Well,
And we don't have any of the reports. Well, I guess we could always go back to the Sororitas barracks and try to glean information from the reports from the ACU.
Yep.
It's the only thing I could think of.
The only thing else,
Aside
that
from
I could
maybe, aside from maybe trying to investigate the water treatment plant, which you guys never really accomplished.
the only other thing we could do is check out that one estate on the map we have.
Mark estate.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that none of us have ever gone to. That might be a good plan.
You've ever told me this?
Do we want to explore the question mark estate first, or do we want to go back and hang our heads in shame at St. Vero?
Oh god, St. Vero sounds like a trap.
Well, I mean, the Sororitas, like, wherever they are, go talk to, like, Karen members and
What, try and get reinforcements?
no, just, like, ask what the fuck we're gonna do.
You know, say hi. Ask how everything's going. Who died?
Not get hit in the face today.
I feel like that's what makes the most sense to do, but I kind of want to investigate this fucking mystery estate.
Yeah.
Good.
That works.
To the estates then.
You're gonna go to the question mark estate?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Good.
Curiosity peaked.
Good.
We have that just for you.
We wake up, we've been bedridden for like 3 days. We're like old and cranky and our fucking joints hurt. So,
You know what I'd like to do? Let's go to that estate we've never gone to. Yeah,
You
there's
guys
like a lot of demons and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, who wants to deal with Karen's shit anyway?
Good.
Let's just go get
See,
some
we're
lost
actually
someplace we have
finding-
no idea.
yeah. We've taken a change in career. We're just gonna go loot this fucking book.
Awesome. Okay. So, I take it you all get out of the hospital beds. After having a very light breakfast of scones, make your way out of the luxurious Levine Estates and head across the island to go and see which other grand estate you guys have never been to before. After about 10 minutes of walking, you make your way up to the wrought iron gated estate. It doesn't have any significant markings on it. It's just a very large rockcrete building that's actually kind of open, like the Levine Estate. There's a lot of glass, very decorative rockcrete work everywhere. They're obviously nowhere near as security focused as the Volcanuses or the DeCall Estate. So yes, it's a fairly large estate, but it's the smallest of the noble estates that you've seen of any stature.
Completely undamaged from the previous attacks, or
There's light damage. You could see that they were not a focus, and most of it's been repaired or is in the process of being repaired.
Is there a sign that has like a name on it or anything that like identifies who lives there?
There is a sign that said, or there's a plaque near the guardhouse that informs you that this is the Naz Estate, Knazs. Just because I like giving you guys important spelled names.
Things that are fucking hard to spell. I don't know if
Get Daka Shanks.
I don't know if I'm just going to knock on the door or not. I don't really have a reason to be at their house.
So we're just gonna go to Karen then?
Unless you can think of a reason to bother these people.
Why are we bugging these people? What did they ever do to us?
Have a
We ran out of scones and we need more scones.
Yes.
There's a scone shortage on the island. No. Yeah, I guess we'll go talk to Karen then. I guess we just wanted to look at the building to see what the hell it was.
Oh yeah, Richard did what I thought he was what I wanted him to do.
Robert.
Good job, Robert.
Sorry, I know a lot of Roberts.
Hell, you motherfucker.
Well, we don't have really any business here, so I propose we go talk to Karen. Or just go and, investigate sort of us.
Do her job. Whatever.
Alright.
I agree, let's head there.
To the docks.
To the docks.
To the ducks.
Well, we just skipped the whole boat ride. We're like going to be in the Barrens.
Yes. You guys magically teleport. No. Yeah, you make your way to the docks. Garvel, would you make a perception check for me?
Sure, friend.
So yeah, you guys make your way to the docks, get on a ferry, and make your way over to the island of Vero, and head on up to the Sororitas barracks.
Okay, let's
It's a kind of cloudy day. Garvel, you notice that there are 4 clouds in the sky.
observant for a 98 perception.
I swear there was 5 there the other day.
There's like 80 ninjas following you, and he's like, there are 4 clouds up there.
Okay, so
Meanwhile, there's like a tank behind us, just like
Fucking orc tank with a Tyranid writing on it, like 20 feet behind you guys.
So do we just walk the barracks?
If you want. I put you on Vero. It's up to you guys where you're going exactly.
Okay, well, I want to go into the barracks.
Here.
to the barracks we go.
Good. So yes, you make your way up the small hill into the Sororitas barracks. Wow, I can't pronounce things today.
Krona, please.
Yeah, no sleep is great. As you are making your way into the barracks, yes, that. You're stopped by 2 Sororitas with drawn las weapons and kind of beat up looking armor. You 3, what are you doing here?
Hello, we're here as part of we're here to see Karen.
Karen, what does she want with you?
We'd like to speak with Karen about the recent attack that was mounted.
Very well. One of them opens the door, and the other one shows you into Karen's office. You notice that Lady Karen isn't there. Wait here, and Karen will be with you as soon as she's done with her duties. And,
Thank you.
Leaves you in the room and walks out. It's a fairly small office, no bigger than my room, say. About maybe 5 meters in either direction. 5 square meters. There's a small desk with a computer on it, and besides that there is just a locked armor and weapon rack, and a few maps of the island and St. Vero.
How's her desk? Is it like tidy or is it like messy? Is there like a lot of documents and stuff out there?
There's a couple data sheets on it, but for the most part it's pretty clean and tidy. It looks pretty militaristic, like obviously the data sheets that are on there are because she's working on them.
Right.
And yeah.
Are there any silencers seen around that I can steal?
Oh,
one of the las weapons in the locked armor locker has a silencer on it.
I'll pass on that.
I see Garble eyeing the weapons in the log cabinet, and I give him a look. He knows what I'm. Don't.
Garvel unzips his pants.
No. That's not what I was doing.
The kid Garvel.
Garble wears the one-piece suit from now on, so he can't take off any clothing.
Garvel unzips his suit.
It's welded like onto his body.
Okay. Good.
No yaoi fan service.
So waiting.
So we're waiting for there.
So you're just gonna wait? No one's gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
After maybe after about 30 minutes, Karen walks in looking a bit flustered. Not her usual poised self. Doesn't really even pay much attention to you. Walks down, sits at her desk, starts typing on the computer, and it takes a full another minute or so until she even realizes that you're there. Frawl, Garvel, what brings you guys over?
Hi, Karen. Well, straight to the point, we're here to see what we do from this point on. Do you have any plans for how we're going to actually vanquish these demons from the asylum?
Well, it seems that the Sororitas have just been relegated to being guardsmen for now. It looks to be in the hands of the Mechanicus fleet what's going to happen to this world.
What do you mean? Do you think Vero and sorry, what's the Otakari name? What's our this collection, like this world, all these islands and stuff, what's it
Wrath?
called? Wrath, right. What do you mean? Do you mean that Wrath could potentially be in jeopardy as a result of this?
It's not uncommon in situations like these, if the outbreak can't be contained, that the Exterminatus order is given.
How exactly does that work, and would we be evacuated, or?
If the taint is seen to be bad enough for that order to be given, then no. There would be no evacuation, and all ships leaving the planet would be shot down as it is destroyed from orbit.
So then it's imperative that we find a way to deal with this, is what you're saying.
Yes. It would definitely behoove us to get rid of this blight.
If Garvel's up 6, he can't go to the off-planet bar anymore without getting his ass kicked.
Good.
Good.
Glad this is a priority for you.
Yes. That's the only thing important to Garvel.
Do we have the threat contained for the time being?
Yes, for the time we are only sustaining light casualties, keeping the sub-basement secure. It seems that they're not too interested in breaking out yet, though I'm not sure why.
Is there anything that we can do to aid in helping out, or?
If you would like to take shifts protecting the doors, or try and find us another way in, that would be most helpful.
We're definitely capable of, or we're interested in trying to help you find another way in. What were your thoughts with that exactly? Like, a way to access the sub-basement where they wouldn't expect us?
Yes, I was thinking of all the, what is it called? They're basically air ducts, but in the far future, they're a little bit more dangerous than air ducts. I was thinking that if we could shut down certain areas of the air reticulation piping, we might be able to get someone into the chapel undetected. Although that's provided they don't have demons guarding the ducts where it comes out.
How extensive is this ductwork system?
It's very extensive, and we would need some help from the tech priests to understand the mapping of it. I was hoping you could either take this to Tybalt or anyone else you may know that is smart enough to see the pattern in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Understand the schemata? Let's do that one. That sounds smarter.
yes, we could definitely let people know, and he will. I'm confident that he'll be able to come up with something from his ductwork plans. Do you have schemata that you can provide us with?
Yes, and she picks up one of the data slates on her desk and hands it over to you. On there is the electrical grid work and air reticulation system and waste system of St. Vero. Have him look over any of that and see if he can figure out a way in that we haven't seen.
To access or to gain access through this air reticulation system, does it have to be disabled? Is it like a powerful system? Like, we can't just send someone through there without turning it off first, right?
Well, around the chapel, there seems to be security measures installed within the system to make sure no one can do what we're planning to do. So we would need to figure out a way to disable those traps.
What I'm majorly concerned with is if we have to do something that's intentionally obvious, such as disable all the air transmission systems and such, they would likely be tipped off that we are trying to do something like with the ducts and get in. So I don't want them to. I'm worried that they would know based on that. So I'm trying to determine if there's a sort of stealthily way to go about this.
The plan, as it was last time, would be to distract them as we do it by, say, shutting power to the entirety of the sub-basement, cutting the lights, the air system as much as we can, and also preempting or creating an attack. And hopefully in the chaos they won't realize what we're trying to accomplish.
Right. Is there... Sorry.
If we encounter any large pack of demons, will we be able to call upon reinforcements, or shall we retreat?
If you are in the chapel, we would not be able to reach you now.
Okay.
Do we know if the... What would I refer to as the things inhabiting the sub-basement if I were just to say, like, in general, like, what they are? Like, what would I call them?
Demons?
Just demons.
Demons and mutants, because that's what was down there.
Right, okay. Do we know if the demons have any particular weakness that we could exploit, maybe using this system? Like, if we were to pump something through the air system?
We've tried to pump through various poisons and chemicals even before we began our assault last time. It seemed that only pumping in very powerful sleeping chemicals would affect the mutants down there, but nothing affected the demons.
Right, so that would probably be detrimental to us with the whole place with toxins, I suppose.
Yes, it would make our jobs quite difficult.
Well, if there's no other information that you have for us, I'll let you go and I'll take these schemata with me to Tybalt and see what we can make of it.
Very good, thank you. If you find anything, please let me know as soon as you can. And you can kind of see that she's visibly a little shaken still. And hands you the data sheet.
Of course, we'll do our best. It's our mission just as much as yours to vanquish these demons from Vero.
Yes. Is there anything else that I can do for you, or is that all?
I look at Tybalt and Stubber.
You mean Stubber and Garble?
Yeah, Stubber and Garble. And see if there's anything that they want to ask her.
No, we're good. We'll go investigate this right away.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for your time, Karen.
Yes, and thank you. The Emperor protects, and she salutes you, and you leave the room.
Okay, so as we're going out, can we see, was the Vero Asylum like significantly damaged when these things attacked?
You can see that there is heavy damage. Cracks in the walls that weren't there. Floor being jutted and kind of undulating from damage. Are you guys just gonna be walking in like that area, or are you trying to like actually walk through all of Vero to check damage?
I feel like we could walk around a bit and just see what happened.
As you walk around the asylum, you can see that the closer you get towards the back and where the sub-basement entrances are, the more significant the damage. Blown out lights that are being repaired. Walls that are completely shattered. Some of the plascrete being cracked and frayed. Ground undulating, sometimes even completely gone in little patches. The ever-present feel of a demonic presence gets greater as you make your way towards the sub-basement, to the point where it's almost physically nauseating. Like the energy is being sapped from you as you make your way towards the back. Beyond that, there's very light damage to kind of like the supporting structure until you get to like the actual entrances where you guys went in, which is still a raging battlefield. There are many sororitas just looking into the hall and just constantly firing las weapons, and they have heavy plasma weapons and heavy flamer weapons as well, guarding the entrances and keeping everything as calm as it can be, but there is significant just destruction all around that area.
Okay, so then they're like actively like shooting and like trying to like fight the like keep the demons from coming out like right now.
Yes.
Okay. From the schemata that we have, are we capable of taking like a once over, like glancing at it and seeing if there's anywhere that like we can investigate? Because like basically like what I'm thinking right now is if there's like air ducts that go to the outside or something and we can see them from this schemata, if we could just like look at the outside of them or something like that. That's what I'm looking for.
Who has the highest intelligence out of the three of you?
Question.
I've only got 33, so mine's low.
33 as well.
Why does my character not have? God damn
Yeah,
Here we go.
yours is 37.
37, yeah.
Alright, so
Sweet.
Garble, make a plus. Actually, no, because you don't understand the schemata.
Yeah.
Half. Won't it?
No, it's not half,
Is
but
the schemata like written in some kind of like high tech kind of stuff that we need to read it?
Wait,
no, it's just kind of a jumble of lines and scribbling,
Oh.
so it's hard to decipher what's going on. Garble, if you want to take a -20 test to see if you can figure out where any of the ports connect to in here.
We can try. It'll be the same for everyone else, though, right? I guess so, because nobody else has the skill to
Yeah,
do
you
it.
have the highest gain,
Yeah.
so-
We'll try it. So
Because I don't think any of you has like logic or anything like that that'll help you with this.
Actually, I do have logic.
You do? Alright. Then you can take the test straight if you want to try it. Which is
Yeah.
going to be higher than his.
Okay, so just roll intelligence.
Yep.
No.
No.
Oh,
So yeah, as you go around, you start kind of marking your position on a map to just and where you've seen air ducts to see if this would help Tybalt or anyone else decipher it if they gave it a little more time. But you're not able to directly like see where you are on the schematic map.
Is there any writing on the schematic, or?
Yes, there's some writing, but it appears to be in High Gothic.
I guess none of us can read that.
I
Oh, I
don't have High Gothic, but I do have literacy, which
Yeah, I have literacy and low gothic.
it doesn't say what kind of test this is, though.
It's an intelligence test for literacy.
yes, we get to use the book.
Yes.
Oh, we're just been waiting for the book.
Literacy enables you to read any language you can speak. So if you don't have High Gothic, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Is High Gothic significantly like? What's the difference between High Gothic and Low Gothic?
Well, in the actual game, High Gothic is the closest remnant to English or Latin-based languages that remains. It's the language of the God Emperor. Low Gothic is like colloquial languages. It can be anything, really. It can be well, it's anything that's not like the Hived dialect, but it's basically like it would be going between English and Latin is the difference.
So we can't really read shit.
No.
From me.
It would be like randomly figuring out Latin on the spot.
Well, but I think if Thrall can understand Low Gothic, that would count for a literacy test then, because it says when you attempt to read a challenging dialect, decipher obscure phraseology or archaic usage or unusual idioms. But that's still up to your discretion, I suppose.
But I think you need to be able to read the language, and then like literacy is for like if it's just particularly complicated language.
Well,
Yeah, that means more like a challenging dialect, so that would be like it's a Low Gothic text written in like Hive dialect, which you don't know. Poor penmanship, which would obvious. Phraseology and archaic or idioms. So yeah, I don't think you can test against like guessing at the language.
Okay.
alright.
It's more so if it was like written in Hive Gothic by someone who didn't know how to fucking write. You could take the test to try and decipher it.
A tale told by an idiot rolls
Basically.
out of you, signifying nothing. Okay, well, there's not much to do around the asylum unless we want to actually stand guard and fight some demons, but I don't know.
We could poke around in the Ecclesiarchy Palace. I'm
Okay.
not sure what we could glean from there, but
Do a checkup on our good old Ecclesiarchy Palace.
because for me it seems like if they, how did they get all that crap down there past the Sororitas? It sounds like both of the known service entrances would be like someplace they would see.
Right, so maybe there's another way in.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go. Ecclesiarchy Palace seems like a...
Does anybody have any kind of investigatory skills?
No.
Anyone have
I mean,
search?
I have inquiry, but that only helps when we're talking to people.
Yeah,
I think
I
search
could
is the only
use-
skill that you guys would need for this.
Yeah, I don't have search. I just have, I have like those ones, citations and... Yeah.
Well,
None of us have surge.
that might help us fall, or that might get us all killed. I
Citations.
remember last time.
Yeah, last time I tried citations, we almost got fucking killed, so...
That was the best. Oh, what? You want to do that now?
No. No, because you're waiting for me to do it.
You want to do it now, right in front of all the Sororitas and above all the demons?
Yeah, Danny's fucking great idea for all not your chance.
It's just like the floor collapses, you fall down into all the demons with the Sororitas.
I think this is literally what happened. He like jammed me in a room, and then he's like, "If you're gonna do it now." And then we almost fucking died.
I'll be waiting outside here in the safe place.
Quick, run into this room and detect all the demons.
Danny's plans are my favorite plans.
While you're at it, go ahead and summon one or two of them. I want to see what they look like.
Can we get one up close to study for a minute?
Like poking with the stick.
Man, there's no way there would be like a demonic presence in Ophelia's old room.
Why would? I mean, she was a nice person.
Why would that happen? Okay, let's travel to the Ecclesiarchy Palace.
Good.
Alright. You guys leave through the Sororitas barracks and head over towards the Ministordom. Noting that the reconstruction of it seems to be going quite smoothly. There are PDFs still surrounding the building. A guard asks you what your business is, but waves you through after you mention that you are here on investigatory business for the Sororitas. And you enter the main grand chamber of the entrance.
Is it still like all super fucked on the inside?
No, well, not in the grand chamber that you've just entered. It looks, like it's being reconstructed, but overall it's in workable condition, and there are civilians and clerics and such going around inside doing their business.
Sounds like home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have like we never got any plans or anything of the Ecclesiarchy Palace, did we? Like do we have any knowledge of the structure?
Don't believe you guys have any plans for the Ecclesiarchy Palace. If anyone does, it's Tybalt.
Right.
Yeah, Tybalt or Nihilus, they have everything.
Nihilus, I know, doesn't have any plans. Tybalt might. I can't remember.
Tybalt just loves collecting plans.
Yeah.
Can I do a common lore check to see if there's anything unusual about any of the clerics or anything I see in front of me?
Sure. Forgot what
Cool.
common lore is testing is like. It's intelligence.
It's intelligence.
Alright, go ahead. Advanced intelligence. Good.
Woohoo!
Good. Now roll intelligence. INT.
What? Oh, right. Still passed.
Nice.
Success.
I was wondering, I'm like, where's the combat?
Rolled a 2 for initiative. Apparently, Stubber's shit is getting real. So Stubber murders everyone in there.
Saw a cleric, I got happy.
Brother!
Did you know we shake with hammers?
Good. Looking around, you see a kind of a large grouping of bishops and other higher-ranking clerics, or higher-ranking Ministorum officials. It seems kind of odd to you, though you're not entirely sure if this is just because you've never been on or in a palace of such scale, why there are so many people clustered around, and why you haven't seen any of them in either the Vero Asylum or around town trying to help any of the people. You find that a bit odd, but beyond that, you don't notice anything terribly unusual going on.
Do any of the people stand out in particular? Like, there's one that's maybe more dressed than the others.
Well, you can tell that there are 3 bishops in the room that you're in, and those would be the highest ranking you can discern. Everyone's wearing their vestiges and such, so besides people that appear to be civilian.
One thing to go to character. When we were investigating Ophelia's room, was Ophelia's room the room that had that secret panel, like hidden, like safe thing in it, or was that in
That was in Bernadin's office.
That was in Bernadin's office. Okay. I was trying to remember. For some reason, I thought we found like a secret entrance to somewhere, but maybe not. Maybe I guess that was what I was thinking of.
Can't remember. I have to look over my notes if you saw that in Ophelia's room.
No. The only we got was the portal.
Which means there might be
Which
something in
summoned the
Ophelia's
demon.
room.
Wait.
Wait.
Want to go back in there and use Signitions again?
No.
No.
Oh.
Oh, if we do, we'll just send Frawl by himself.
Frawl, go in. Go. No, we're good. We're good.
I got a feeling about this room.
We pulled a lock. We're good. We're good.
Look, man. You go in. We'll back you up as soon as we can. Fucking run.
Call the fucking welder and start welding the door shut.
We need disposable psychers for. Just send them in and see what happens.
All right, Hannah. Go in. Use Signitions. It'll be funny.
So that's how we're going to kill her.
This is how we test every new psyker in our group.
Send her in.
You get to do the fuck off horrible idea.
I've only done this once before. Safety is a opportunity. Okay,
alright, then I guess I'll go and talk to these people. So I walk up, and I'll pick, I don't know, the oldest bishop of the 3 and say, greetings, brother. What is this meeting?
Fuck, what rank are you again?
I am a cleric.
You're a cleric?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So I want to know the proper title that they would have.
go read me by.
Yeah.
Cleric. I am a preacher.
Alright, very good.
Ranks.
The oldest, the one that you addressed, the bishop you addressed, looks at you and then kind of looks away again, and then one of the other ones responds to you. Yes, preacher, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Just came to pay homage to the God Emperor. Saddened at the sight of this holy place, and your your gathering caught my attention. I did not know that we had such a gathering of brothers on World.
Ah, yes, this is one of the nicer places for the. Wow, that was good. This is one of the nicer worlds for us to congregate in. Yes, the devastation wrought recently by some of the more destructive of the lesser races is regrettable, and we are discussing how to repair it and the budget for that. He kind of drapes a hand over your shoulder and takes you aside from the rest of the group of bishops and lesser, like cardinals and or not cardinals, lesser clerics.
Ah, okay. If they're discussing repairs, would these guys have knowledge, like inner workings of the schematics of this place?
It's possible.
Possible. Okay. Brother, I was wondering if you guys have gotten any hold of schematics of any of the inner workings below the palace. They are of interest to me and my party, as we are part of an investigatory group working with the Battle Sisters.
Ah, I believe I might have a few data sheets of schematics. Yes.
If I could, I would love to get a copy. They would help, especially given the nature of the recent attacks. That we do believe they're all connected. And anything would help.
Oh, that is most troubling. Where would I be able to reach you when I have acquired my the schematics?
I can just give them my Voxcom information, right?
Yeah.
Or would it? Well, actually, brother, I'd be best reached at my Voxcom, but I do have a tech priest available. Should I not understand the schematics, and he would be able to decipher such inner workings for me. I am staying with the Levines on the Noble Island.
Ah, Farah, it is a beautiful island. Very well. When I have time to find the data sheets, I will send them over to the Levine estate and have your tech priest look over them. What is his name?
I actually don't know that. I don't think we've learned his name, have we?
Oh, Phrixus or Tybalt? Which one are you talking about?
I was talking about Phrixus.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay. Yeah, Phrixus, brother, is his name. It's an odd tech priest, likes to hide in his room. But he's intelligent enough.
Yes, those tech priests are a quirky sort. I will have them sent over as soon as I have time to gather them up.
Okay. Much appreciated, brother. I'll continue my prayers and then be on my way. If you need any of me, don't hesitate to call me on my Vox. I will be out and about.
Ah, very good. Thank you very much. And he hails you with "The Emperor protects" as you leave, as is customary.
In the Ecclesiarchy Palace, is there a library or like a room of books?
Yes, there would be one. Do you want to go to it?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know that you would be allowed to read most of that stuff, though.
I don't want to read it.
Well, he would not be allowed into what would that be called? Like the High Library, but there are other smaller libraries that have like Saint Vero's story and writings on the God Emperor that the people at large would be allowed to look at and peruse. So if you would like, you can make your way to the more public library.
Would Stubber be allowed in the more restricted ones?
He'd be more likely to be able to get in.
It'd be up to the chapel master.
Yeah.
Being that I'm not of this church.
I just want to go around the libraries and see if there's any like big sections of books missing or anything. That's one thing I want to do, and the other one I want to do is I want to go around and see if I can find like a secret passage or anything like that. Like it would be hard, but.
Ooh, all right.
So I'm kind of doing two things. I'm looking around for like strange sections of literature missing, and also for anything that might look like it would be like a passage through like the book walls or anything.
And in the library? This is like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Make a search test. So a perception at half, because I don't think you have search.
Okay. I think I have a passive perception bonus.
Like a sight.
Well, I think what is it? Something gives me like +10 to my rolls. It might not be Sanitions. Give me like 30 seconds. Maybe not. I have perception +5 though. That might not have been put on my roll yet, but I'll just roll perception and see. Oh, you did it. Okay. So I didn't pass that.
You have Cynicians +10, which
right.
that's about it though.
Does Cynicians +10 though just work for the Cynicians roll, or does it increase my perceptions? Okay.
What it does is it gives you an extra, basically it's an extra degree of success on your Cynicians, which increases the range of it. So yeah, you look around the library. You see a couple of books are missing, but as this isn't like a public library where you can actually remove stuff, most of the books are on the shelves where they belong, and the few that you that you see that aren't on the shelves are more than likely with some of the civilians reading in the library and praying as well.
Are there tables with books left laying out on them?
There are a few tables with books still laying on them, yes.
Can I just walk by them and look and see if like the titles are of any interest?
Sure. You walk by a couple of the tables, and a lot of them have to do with Saint Vero. Some of them have to do with trials and tribulations of other ecclesiarchs and saints dealing with mutants and other such unsavory characters. A couple scripts are in reverence to the God Emperor, but nothing stands out too much.
Okay, so I wouldn't be concerned at like ones with saints, like how to deal with mutants. Is that like, do they is that like a regular occurrence that some kind of like holy person would have to deal with? Like, would they be concerned with mutants and stuff like that, just in general, like day to day?
Well, usually in that case,
ask
in regards to like them dealing with mutants, it'd be probably painted more in a heroic sense. Other like common things, like how to actually deal with them, would be considered forbidden lore, in which case you could be executed for having such knowledge, which is why I said you probably couldn't go in the library.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But yes, all the texts that you see are like clerics or space marines, or heroic tales of them defeating mutants and
Okay.
saving the populace. It's not like a how-to guide if you see a mutant.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I can't think of much to do in there then. Thrall doesn't know too much about the stuff in this library.
Heathen.
Is the chapel master present, or is this one large enough for a bishop?
Well, this
not
wouldn't
a bishop,
have a...
cardinal rather.
This one wouldn't have a chapel master, as this is more of like an area, a seat of power instead of an actual church. There is a cardinal and a few bishops around that you would probably be able to find. Although, actually, I don't know if there's a cardinal anymore, because the last one died pretty recently. But there are a decent number of higher-ranking officials in the area.
What was Bernadim's rank in the ecclesiarchy?
I believe I had him as a cardinal, but let me look that up real quick.
Because otherwise, I'd imagine you had him pretty far up there, but I don't remember hearing a designation for him.
I think he was is he a bishop or a cardinal?
After this, I also want to make a trip to the Holy Temple.
Yeah, he was a cardinal.
He was a cardinal. So they probably haven't put that position yet.
No. You might be able to find like an archdeacon or a deacon around, as well as a couple of bishops. Those would be the highest ranking people in the Ministorum.
Richard, is this like Outbreak of Demons on Vero? Is it now public knowledge?
No. No one outside of the Sororitas and higher ranking officials and possibly a few nobles would know about it.
But what about the higher ranking officials? You mean like the PDF and all of them know about it, right?
The Planetary Defense Force probably wouldn't, because they didn't send people to assault.
It's just like if we're in danger of essentially being like wiped out, who like due to these things here, if we can't get them under control, who knows about that? That would be empowered to do that.
Like Exterminatus or what?
Yeah, I guess. I just want to know like the
Inquisitor.
Yeah, like the people who have the power to like wipe this planet out, essentially, like, do they know about it?
Well, it probably should be worth noting the people that are flying the ships above us are different from the Inquisitor. So that might be something we should do. Wait, does the Inquisitor know about the fleet yet?
No one's told him. No one's talked to him since he showed up, or since they showed up.
Probably go and do that eventually, because that's two parties that would like to wipe the world and they don't know of each other yet. Well, I don't know. Does the Mechanicus know that there's an inquisitorial group here? Like acolytes?
It's pretty safe to assume that that's true.
Right, you open their heads and stuff. Never mind. They know.
Just go up to him and be like, yeah, there's some people flying around there. They might want to like blow the whole place up.
I don't know if any of your characters would know that they know that.
We don't.
But insofar as Do they actually? Yes, they do actually know that there's an inquisitorial
Yeah,
group
I know. Well, it's probably still worth
and
noting
who they're under.
to him that, or the Inquisitor, that we have friends flying above us that, yeah. Crap.
But then, like the Inquisitor, then he knows about like the fight that we had here and stuff. Does he?
Yes, he
Okay.
was made known of that stuff. That we almost died again.
Yeah,
Because
that's like
Garvel
right where
dragged his
Danny
ass
went.
to it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. But
Hmm. Well, that's something to do eventually. Um. Okay. Well, if possible, I'd like to try to find someone low ranking, like another cleric like myself, and see if I could poke around and find the highest official in the church at the moment.
Do you have inquiry?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and use that, and we'll just use that to dictate how much time it took you.
Sure. Inquiry is fellowship. All right.
Yeah.
Do I add a modifier to that or no? Just straight test?
No, it's just gonna be a time because you're gonna be able to do this no matter what.
Ah,
So I'm just seeing how long it took you.
success.
Very quickly, you single out another cleric, and approach him, and he points you over to a deacon. Cat. A deacon cat. That's now in canon.
Cat people. Alright. Could you describe this fellow for me?
Let's see.
Another really old person? As it seems most churches have old people.
He's not too old. He's probably only about like 130 or so.
Not too old?
Well, it's old to you, but as far as nobles or officials go, because like the Levines are probably in their 200s. People can live upwards of like, well, nobles can live to be about 700 or 800 years old. So he's not super old as far as officials in the ecclesiarchy would be, but he's still well above your ages. He's a very tall and fat man wearing ornate decorated robes. A bit overly ornate, but not too flashy, because there's a lot of other high-ranking officials here that seem to also be wearing a bit more heavily gilded cloaks and such. But yes, he's just a tall fat man.
Okay. So I went and approached him, right?
Sure, you can.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So I go up and approach him and say,
His name's Asmodai, if you want to...
Brother Asmodai, greetings. I come on behalf of the Battle Sisters. We're trying to investigate some of the more recent events, and I was trying to see if you could help me in my quest for knowledge.
Ah, good cleric. What can I do for you and the Sisters of Battle?
We are trying to see, or I'm rather resend that. We're trying to get a better understanding of the workings of this island. It has come to my knowledge that, well, they wouldn't know that. Yeah, I guess just stick with the first part. We're trying to understand the inner workings of the lower half of this island. What is
And what exactly do you want from me?
I was hoping that you had schematics of the ecclesiarchy palace. it would aid my search. Where we're trying to see if there are any hidden passages or other maybe entrances that somebody could use for horrible things.
Entrance into the sub basement.
Pretty much. Yeah. Trying to not mention that thing.
Oh.
It's kind of hard.
Yes, I should be able to get you that. Is there any particular kind of schematic you'd like? Just a general construction, or
anything that's gonna have access to any kind of passages that lead underground. Air ducts, waterways, anything that could be used for maybe walking even. Things of this nature.
Very well. Would you like to come up to my office, or shall I have them sent somewhere?
If you have the time, I would love to see more of this beautiful palace.
Very good. I believe I have a little time to spare. Please follow me, and he leads you out of the great hall towards the offices in the back.
You should also try to see if you can pull any like personal knowledge from him either. Like if maybe he has knowledge of that stuff.
Burnham and etc.
Garble, before he does that, is there anything that you guys want to do now that he's left the room?
I'm just being befuddled by shit I don't understand in the library.
Good.
Fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Alright. Take it away, Stubbsy.
Okay. I am in awe of this place. It pays great homage to the God Emperor.
Ah, yes, I always felt it was quite fitting for such a world, and his holiness's divinity.
Are we in his office yet, or
No, you're still walking through the
just walking? Okay.
areas. You see there's a lot of reconstruction going on. There's some PDF in the hallways, either working on stuff or just being kind of like guards.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just making your way past the courtyard at the moment.
If the PDF are like, I don't know, like chilling out all around here, and then the sororitas are actively fighting off demons coming out of the asylum, would the PDF not notice?
Well, the asylum's freaking huge.
Okay.
And they're in the sub-basement, so it's not like they'd be able to hear it going on.
Well, the PDF are kind of like rent-a-cops.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're not that smart.
The Arbitrates would be rent-a-cops. The PDF are there in case, like, orcs or an outside threat from the skies attack. They're not the people that would be equipped to deal with a demonic incursion. Especially not on, like, a small planet like this.
Okay.
So they would generally probably leave that up to the Sisters of Battle, and the only reason the PDF would ever get involved is, like, we just need bodies to, throw in the grinder.
Which is an
Interesting.
idea.
Yeah?
Hey, that's a good idea.
I'd rather it be them than mine.
Stick them in the front. Sisters of Battle at the back.
But yeah, PDF are really low-level military.
Okay.
They're the meat bags.
Well, there's like PDF, then there's guard, and then there's like 8 levels of guard, and then there's what would that be? The cleric kind of levels, the tech priest kind of levels, and then the Astartes. And the Sisters of Battles are like just below the Astartes, as far as like
so
skill.
Right.
So the cleric guards are even better than them.
I said renting cops.
Yeah, they're not very good at their job.
Many levels more sophisticated than the PDF.
They're not that equipped, and they're not very good at what they do. They're basically there to buy time.
Are the PDFs like the people who are actually like PDF that are deployed there? Are they like in general like dumb? Like
No more than any other commoner would be.
okay,
It's not like they're
not particularly intelligent.
no.
Okay,
They're not well learned or well spoken. They're commoners.
great. Okay. Continue.
Anyways, yes, you make your way out of the courtyard and into the office network of the Minnesortum. Is there anything else that you'd like to discuss with him, or do you just want to make your way to the office?
No, just make our way to his office.
Alright, as you guys make small talk, you finally come upon his office after maybe like 6 minutes of total walking. It's a fairly nice and large office, but obviously not one that he is accustomed to, nor is it probably his normal office. It's pretty Spartan. There being only a single computer, a few lamps, and some data sheets sprawled around the desk area. Let's see if I can get you those documents that you wanted. Just one moment, please. And he begins typing on his computer.
Sure, brother. Take your time.
It's been so hard to get anything done ever since the attack.
Yes, the problems that plague this island are rather deep.
Yes, well, I hope that we can purge the mutant presence as swiftly as possible.
He's aware of that. Interesting. Brother, I didn't mention anything of mutants. What do you mean?
The attack on the Holy Temple was perpetrated by mutants.
Ah.
I assumed that the subsequent attack was also perpetrated by the same ilk.
Not sure. I came shortly thereafter after the damage that was done to the palace.
Ah,
Here.
so you've not been on World very long.
No, brother, and increasingly so. I would like to solve many of these mysteries surrounding this island to prevent any more damage to either our holy place of worship or to the civilians of this world.
Yes, I wish you success on your endeavor and the speed of the Emperor. After a few more moments, all right. I've downloaded most of the documents onto this data pad, and he hands one over to you.
Oh, thank you, Brother Asmodeus. This will help greatly in our searches. The Battles of Sister will thank you as well.
Yes, well, I hope it can be of some assistance. Is there anything else that you need of me?
Yes, actually. I was wondering if you had any information regarding Bernadum. He's a person of interest in my party's searches. I never met him, but apparently he was someone of interest, and any information would be helpful on his common activities.
Well, the late Cardinal, and his demeanor kind of dims a bit, was a very Emperor-fearing man, and he spent most of his time helping out the patients in the intensive care of Saint Vero and going around to the Holy Temple as well as the noble estates to give some sermons and help Governor DeCall in his his righteous quest to bring the light of the Emperor to all of the people on this lovely planet.
Interesting.
He was a dear friend, and his murder shocked me greatly.
Yes, as it should. It's horrible when we lose any of the brothers. The God Emperor weeps.
Yes, I'm sure he did.
Can you think of where he spent most of his time out of his office here in our palace of worship?
I would assume that he spent most of his time with the patients of Saint Vero. He was quite adept at treating psychic injury, and he liked to help the poor and downtrodden that made their way into the care at Saint Vero.
Out of character, would they have any kind of budget? Like being a cardinal, would he have any kind of money that the church would give him for either maintenance or other things that maybe he could have misused?
Yeah, he'd have budget reports for the ecclesiarchy, yeah. Or he'd have access to them now because he's probably the one running the show.
Also, out of character, we should figure out if somehow we can determine if Bernardum had any ties to Ophelia. That was just one thing that was kind of on the top of my head that I was thinking about, and we haven't really tried to figure out anything about that. If that might be a possibility. So just throwing that out there.
She was planted.
Yeah, or if he dealt with her, or anything like that.
I think if we were to ask something like that, we should ask the Inquisitor.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
I don't know that he would be privy to that information.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So spent most of his time at the ICU. That doesn't sound like that's any helpful. They'll keep barking that one down. Okay. Brother, you said that he spent a lot of time at the estates, and he spent a lot of time with Governor DeCall. Could you describe their relationship a little bit more for me?
Well, when Governor DeCall took office some years ago, he had a vision for this planet to make it as righteous as he could. Some of the nobles were falling to corruption and had some less than reputable dealings, and he and DeCall made it their personal goals to bring this planet to the righteousness of his emperor. And they spent a great amount of time together figuring out how to do this and helping the people to become more righteous in their ways and thinking.
Out of character, I feel like we're chasing the wrong person. Something doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Must lure K.
Come get it.
Characters. Alright. I guess the last thing to ask him would be, brother, one last thing, and I thank you for your patience with me. I was wondering if you had access to any kind of financial reports for Bernardum. I would wager that the Minnesota gave him some sort of working stipend or budget to appropriate things when he needed to.
Ah, yes, of course. Here are the budgets that I have of public record. If you'd like a more detailed report, I can have that made up for you and sent, but it will take some time to track down all the various documents that would go into such a report.
Ah, brother, would deeply appreciate such information. If at all possible, I am staying with the Levines, the great people. When you have a chance, do forward it to them, and they will give it to me, and everything will be hush hush. They will not know of or peek into such workings of the church.
Oh, very good. Thank you for your discretion, and I will have it sent as soon as it is prepared for them, or prepared for you.
All right. You've been most gracious to me, dear brother. May the God Emperor help us all in these unfortunate times.
Yes, may he protect you on your quest and protect this world from any more dangers like what we have seen.
Okay. And then I'd otherwise salute him and walk out the door and walk my way towards the Grand Hall.
Very good.
Because I don't have any skills that would let me poke around in these offices anymore.
Granted, you can still use like search and stuff. It's just at half your skill. You can still try. It's a basic skill, so anyone can use it.
Yeah, we've been granted passage like inside, like so, like they know we're investigating, so we can like
poke around more.
Yeah, we're allowed to do that.
I guess then while I'm walking past some of these offices, I'd like to do another common lore check for ecclesiarchy.
Alright.
So where am I? That was wait. Common.
INT.
Is intelligence, yeah. Find myself.
Do we know what they did?
Ooh.
Wait, what's up, Max?
Do we know what they did with Burnham's corpse? Like, do we know where it went?
The Sororitas were... What's that word? They autopsied it.
Yep.
Okay.
As far as anyone knows, that's all that information I've given you so far. Right. You wanted to do a common lore check of the offices?
Yeah. Just to see if anything sticks out and says, hey, that's not right.
As you walk by the offices, are you going to be walking by the high-level offices, which are
well,
not
wherever
currently where you're at? You're kind of at the lower-level offices.
Well...
Because the high-level offices is where the main attack took place, and so that was heavily damaged, so...
anything between here and the Grand Hall.
Okay. So anyways, as you're looking through some of the offices, or glancing in, as you walk by, you notice that there are, like, obviously the higher level Minnesota have taken over the offices that are around here now and are repurposing them for their own use. There are quite a few effigies and paintings of the God Emperor. Some offices are lacking these, but you can't really distinguish if it's just due to there being construction and a lot of moving going on, or if it's anything of particular interest. But it does pique your curiosity a small amount. Beyond that, you don't really notice anything too unusual insofar as lore would be concerned.
Okay. Let's see. But you said there's lots of stuff regarding the God Emperor around here.
Yeah. There are a large amount of like pictures, stained glass work, you know,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. The God Emperor, Saint Vero, and there are a couple of the Primarchs as well.
Okay. Well, if there are so many things with the God Emperor around, I'll do an Imperial Creed check too. So that one is knowledge of the rites and practices of the Imperial cult, the most common observances to the Emperor, and the most well-known saints.
Yeah.
So that's another intelligence test. Found myself. Click. And I failed. I
Is
don't
there
know what he
anything
looks
in
like.
particular that you were trying to glean out of that?
Just to see if there was anything unusual about any of the stuff I've seen. Like maybe the God Emperor had another nose or something weird.
No. Not so far as you can tell. The most odd things is that normally the Primarchs aren't commonly worshipped by the Ecclesiarchy, but it's not uncommon for people to worship them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's about it. And you make your way out into the main grand chambers again, and meet up with Garvel, because presumably Frol is still befuddled with all of these books and things.
Okay.
Too many books.
I'll go up to Garvel. Garvel, where did Frol go to?
He went to check out books. I have no idea why he's not back yet.
Do you know which direction he went off in?
No clue. We should probably go and try and find him.
More books. Okay. I have some information, but let's find him first before we go over anything. So I guess we could make another inquiry test and find him.
You can search for him, or you could just be like, "Hey, Frol, where are you?"
Come on, that's too easy.
Okay, well, let's say that I'm basically not getting much out of these books, so I'm gonna leave the library or study or wherever I am,
Alright.
not having gained too much from it. So I'll head back out for the level.
Very good. You notice after a few minutes of trying to find the library, you see Frol walking out of a door, and you all meet up together.
Okay. Frol, I did get some information out of one of my higher brothers, a deacon, actually. He was able to provide me with some schematics of the inner workings of the bottom part of the palace, as well as some basic budget reports from, regarding Bernadum.
Good. That should be immensely helpful to us. I was attempting to glean some kind of information from going through the library, but I can't understand most of the scripture in there, and I also didn't see anything that I would consider out of the ordinary. The other places of interest that I thought that we might be able to investigate were potentially the Holy Temple of Saint Vero over on Serena, and also I was thinking about looking around the island of Vero. Also out of character, did we like scope out the entire island of Vero yet? Like, did we?
Yeah, you've walked all the way around it before.
Oh, so we went all around. So like we looked to see if there was any like kind of like, I don't know, like sewer entrances or anything like that.
Well, you haven't scurried or like searched for that kind of stuff in particular, but due to the general layout, there is a pretty major sewer entrance going out of the asylum to the west and out of the ecclesiarchy to the east. Obviously, the one from St. Vero is gigantic, and the one from the Ecclesiarchy Palace is moderately smaller.
Right. Okay. So we found those when we were looking around before.
Well, we didn't have any reason to
Well, you
note their purpose.
yeah, you
Okay, but-
weren't looking around for them in particular, but you did take note of them.
Okay.
Because I believe it was either you or Garvel, so one of you know that.
It was Garvel.
Yeah.
They were walking around and just that was when they were investigating the palace.
Yeah. So Garvel took note of that, but didn't have any use for it.
So anyway, I was thinking of investigating, maybe directing our investigation to the Holy Temple on Serena, or also the two sewer entrances that we saw when we last investigated the island, as now those may be of interest to us.
Okay. Yeah, that's something else to go off of.
Alright, well, I think this is a decent enough place, since it's now 2, to take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
So we've been going for about 2 hours. A little
Okay.
less. So, yeah, I'll cut the call, and we'll come back in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
Here
Oh,
it
yeah.
goes.